morning again. It's a wonderful week. It's a glorious week. It's a blessed week. The week is full with another week of opportunities. Today is 27th. Another week filled with so much opportunities. And by God's grace, we will be leveraging on all. By God's grace, we'll be leveraging on all those opportunities this week. All right. So without further ado, let's go straight to the ball. Starting off with DXY bar. Now on DXY, what I'm still looking at, okay, I'm still waiting for this to play out, by the way, but I don't know. Is it that it plays out or not? So this is what I'm expecting, right? This is what I'm expecting. The price will reject from where it is right now. This is the 4-hour OG and also the 2-hour OG. And the reason why I'm expecting a rejection from here is also from the 2-hour OG. So from the 2-hour time frame, we kind of like see a double top here. I've said it before, double tops are signals for reversals. That's trend reversals. So they indicate reversals in the market. For example, if you look at the price action on gold right now, before it dropped, it had a double top. Okay, so it had a double top before it dropped. So the same thing on DXY. So I'm expecting to see a drop. I've been expecting to see a drop regardless since on DXY, but it has been moving in sideways, just moving anyhow. But let's just see. And that's why, due to the shutdown and many other things, I advise that it is better for us to trade lesser USD pairs and we can trade other pairs, because obviously the USD pairs are going to be they're going to be manipulated more often than others. Alright, so for DXY, this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting price to reject from where it is right now. This is the 2-hour OB. Yeah, let's put it into perspective very well. It's here because this is what we call it's another block, but we have high probability other block and low probability other block. For high probability other blocks, they are normal body, so normal body, normal wick. But for low probability other block, they are smaller body, longer wicks. So this one has a longer wick and it has short body up, so you pick it from the body itself. But normal order block again, and an example of the normal order block is this one. See this one where the bearish it's not bearish engulfing, where this bearish rejection is, this one here. This is a normal order block, so you can see the body of the candle is normal, the wick of the candle is normal. Alright, so I'll be expecting that rejection from here, hopefully, and then for us to see price fall way back down. And that is the same reason why I'm expecting EURUSD to buy. We took a buy on EURUSD on Friday now, but we took a buy on EURUSD, I think it's on Wednesday, I don't know, but I'm still holding the buy and it's still moving. And also I've seen further confirmation. So why am I taking this buy? If you look at the 4-hour time frame now, right, this is what we see. All this movement is price just expanding. Price have to reject, and so that means price have to correct itself and then come to like let me put it in this way, it has to come to a place where it can start moving again. What do I mean? If you look at this market structure shift that I tagged here, and you would notice something. You will see that after the break of structure up here, let me just turn it to break of structure so that you might understand what I'm saying. So after the break of structure here, everything that happened here is price just being choppy. Price is just moving, it's not moving fast, it's just choppy. And usually that indicates that okay, price will still need to sweep the liquidity it is going to like sweep liquidity or take out a lot of persons. It needs to correct the trend before moving again. At the beginning, it was just an imbalance that was there. After that breakout structure, you would not see price way down like this. No, price will just maybe pull back to that imbalance and then start going. Alright. So to me, as I saw it, also like an additional confluence is the double bottom here. Like I've said, double bottom, double tops, they are reversal patterns. They are indications. What they indicate is reversals. So if the trend was bullish and then you see a double top, that means the trend is changing to bearish. If the trend is bearish and you see a double bottom, then you're going to see a change in the trend from bearish to bullish. So that's it. So the confluences here, we have first confluence that we had is an higher time frame mitigation. This is a daily order block here. So an higher time frame mitigation was the first thing. Then we have the double bottom that led to the shift. Before it left, it created an imbalance. This imbalance was not filled. So after price broke structure here, everything that was here was choppy. Remember, we're trying to buy this as the last week. I mean, as of 2 weeks ago, but we got stopped out. And when I looked at it again properly, I could see, okay, there was a fair value gap here. So the only thing that we're waiting for, and I've told you before, I said fair value gaps from the higher time frame. Like, okay, you see fair value gap in daily, weekly, H4, H8, that's 8 hour. As long as the higher time frame, they are very strong. Even in the lower time frame, they are even still very good, but higher time frame are very strong. So I waited for price to, I saw that price had mitigated the fair value, and then the next thing that we saw was a bullish engulfing candle. I've taught bullish engulfing over and over again, and I've told you that you can use the bullish engulfing candle for confirmations. So basically, you can use engulfing candles for candlestick confirmations in your POI. Remember what I used to say? I will say every POI is meant to be investigated, and so when price comes to your POI, which is your point of interest, you are checking it, you are looking out for certain things, you are tape reading price to see, okay, is it ready to buy? It's not like this will make you invincible in the market, no, but it cuts out unnecessary losses when you trade with this confirmation. So more like you're going to use all this to filter the rubbish and filter the wrong decisions and all that. All right, as long as you manage your risk. So we took this buy on EURUSD basically because of the bullish engulfing. So, and I've taught you how to even enter. So when you see an engulfing, the engulfed candle, it should be your entry. That's where we entered from, and we're holding the swing trade 4R. All right, then for a re-entry, looking at it now, if you go to 1 hour now, right, 1 hour, if you go to 1 hour, you can see that this is a breaker structure. There's a breaker structure right here. Hold on, let me just take this off. So there's a breaker structure right here. Alright, there's a breaker structure here, and then this is the origin of that breaker structure. So this becomes what? This becomes inducement. But I want you to look at it. Why do you think it becomes inducement? Why do you think that it should be an inducement? I've taught you this over and over again. You see, all those concepts I used to teach you and everything, teach you guys, is they are what I used to tape read price. When you are tape reading is, okay, you are looking at price, you're checking what to expect, where price is, the way that you read price basically. Now after this breaker structure here, I've taught you two kind of breaker structure. A breaker structure that closes with a gap. After the breaker structure there's a gap and imbalance. Second kind of breaker structure is a breaker structure that it's a sweep, or after the breaker structure price is choppy. And what did I tell you? I said the one that has a gap or an imbalance, price necessarily would not sweep liquidity. In fact, in most cases, 80 to 90% of the time, it won't sweep liquidity. Again, don't take my word for it, check it out yourself. Alright, price will not sweep liquidity in those cases. But in cases where you have, after the breaker structure, price pulls back, it comes into price break structure, and then immediately it turns out to be a sweep, like something like this, like the one we have here. It turns out to be a sweep. That kind of break of structure, usually in most cases, or it has a choppy market after the break of structure, it will sweep liquidity. And so that's why this one qualifies to be an inducement. I hope that explanation is actually simple though. So that's why this one becomes an inducement. So I'm just waiting for, if just in case price, this one ends up retracing, right? I'm waiting for price to just come back, and then we're going to enter again from the other block here. The other block here is the 2-hour order block. I always tell you, take a direction for hours. From 4 hours you can use 1 hour for confirmation, use 2 hours for your POI. I've always told you that already. So that's what we're going to be doing here for Euro USD. And so we're still holding the buy. The first position, we're still holding it until it gets this high before we take any decision on it. Alright, so on GBP USD we did not take any trade, in as much as what GBP USD is doing is still the same thing that we're expecting on what GB is, the same thing that we're seeing on Euro USD and even on DXY, right? We have not made any decision on it yet, mainly because of I'm waiting for, oh damn it, I missed a trade already. Not to worry, there's a way to catch it. That's a synthetic trade. I've been waiting for it all the week, but no problem. That's one of the things that I used to suffer when I'm doing live calls with you guys. I miss my trades because I'm with you. So to continue, so we have a shift here for GU. For GBUSD, it didn't turn out to be a double bottom. What we had was a shift. So price first of all broke this structure downwards, okay, and then led to a shift of structure. And it's I told you, after I dropped a trade on it, I even explained it. There are two kinds of movement in the price: impulse and correction, and so expansion and protraction. So price expanded here, but it's protracting. Now this is a protraction, meaning it's retracing, it's just a pullback, okay. So price has pulled back into the fair value gap here. If you see the first one, when price mitigated it, it didn't lead to a shift. The shift would have taken out this high, alright. And so all these are just mitigations. And so the main reason why we haven't taken any trade on GBP is because till now I haven't seen a valid shift. This is the first mitigation here. You see price could not shift. The shift will mean to take out this high, so it didn't take it, and then it just came back downwards. And now this is another mitigation here, and this is the high. So basically what I'll tell you is we're going to be waiting for price to take out this high. Once you take it out, then we'll start looking for buys, probably one of the PDRs that it leaves behind. Alright, so that's on GU. I would have just entered like this, but nah, I ain't going to do that. Let me check, is there an engulfing candle? I don't think so, because that bullish this bearish engulfing is crazy. It left a gap safe, so there's no bullish engulfing. So we'll just leave it like that and wait. Alright, for GBP USD. For gold, gold, I don't know, but I'm still holding this sell, and I don't trust this candle that just formed. This is usually a reversal candle, but candles can form anywhere. But what makes the candle valid is what's it called now, the places where they are formed. So if peradventure I'm seeing that candle now, that particular candlestick that you're seeing, right? If I'm seeing it in maybe a resistance, support, or probably another block, a fair value gap, hey, there's no way I'll still be on that sale. No way. In fact, I will run. When this is looking, I'm just going to run away. I would not want to stay on the trade till then. Okay, I won't stay on that trade. So, but this one is not on any PDRA. It's not anyway. So it's just like the guy just is doing you're not there anyway. So basically we're still going to be holding it. I hope you took the trade. So we're still going to be holding the sell on gold. Alright, we're still holding the sell on gold. You might be thinking, why did we take a sell on gold? You can see this double top. I explained it last week, but I understand that there are some persons that are already watching us. And over the week, I was even going through my YouTube. I got to find out that the streams that we're doing here is now streaming on YouTube. I didn't even know. So for those ones that usually like to see the videos, they are on YouTube. Alright, okay, so the reason why we took the sale on gold was basically because of one thing, and that's the double top. You see the double top here? Ever since there was no double top or whatever, right? And it doesn't mean that price cannot just flip, hit our stop loss and start going up again. No, it doesn't mean that, right? So but I'm just explaining the reason why we took the sell. There was a double top. It signaled it was a reversal. I just explained it to you guys. I said when you have a double top and the trend was bullish, or the trend has been bullish, it shifts from bullish to bearish. You get? And then when you have a double bottom and the trend has been bearish, it shifts from being bearish to being what? Bullish. Alright, so when it did that, price broke this structure. There's a confirmation I used to use. I saw the confirmation, price tapped into the fair value gap in 2 hours here, and that's why I'm holding the sell, and I'm holding it down to this low. After I see price at this low, then technically we'll now start seeing another expansion. It might even go as high as coming back to this 4,215. Yeah, price might come way high to that level, but for now we're still holding ourselves. Alright, then for NZD/USD, I don't know if you took this, but I explained all of this. I've been explaining since last week. If you are holding the trade, hold them. I've explained them. I expect DXY to sell, and if I'm expecting DXY to sell, I'm expecting all the USD, the one that have USD as a quote currency, to buy. So NZD/USD to buy, AUD/USD to buy, GBP/USD to buy, EUR/USD to buy. You get? So that's it. The reason why I don't expect gold to buy, because it has USD there now, right, is because it's a commodity, it's not a currency. The guy, if you do anything when you want to, you get? All the periods where you saw gold buying, it was USD, and the rest of them were they buying? No. So gold has a mind of its own. Everybody can be doing its own. Gold will just say, I'm the king here, I'll just do what I want to do. Alright, so NZD/USD was still holding the buy. Let's see what we're able to take from it. Okay, then the next should be AUD/USD. Now I give you a re-entry on Friday, but yeah, I advise that you should not take it. This was the first entry on it, yeah, and then this was the re-entry where I told you that there's a fair value gap. You can see it on the 4 hours, right? And you stood down to, like, when we stood down to 2 hours also, you can see it. So there was a fair value gap, and basically the main reason why I say we should not take it is because we're already on one position, which is this one, and I said there's no need for us to take it. So now price is presently trading at, resting at the supply trend line, which is the trend line that makes price sell. All the times when price mitigated it or touch that line, is sold. So you see the first touch here, this is the second touch here, and now usually the trend, what makes the trend valid is the third touch. So you see, so price is now here, and we might see a crazy pull here from here, or price dismantles this high, this trend, and then it starts going up. All right, so regardless any of what happens, we are good to go. We already took our own 5 hours in this place, so we're good to go. Okay, so let's see what's next. So that means during the week, if we have any maybe any rejection, probably pullback and all, I will still give us, the next time we're going to meet is on Wednesday, so I will still give us and also there's even a news. That's the first thing that we checked. That's the first thing I checked. Now there's a news on AUD around 9:15 a.m. today. Usually they don't used to be news on Mondays, but there's a news on AUD by 9:15 the governor Governor Bullock will be speaking, so it will cause some volatility on AED. Alright, so maybe hopefully the volatility pushes it and breaks this high. Once it breaks this structure, almost it don't set, because the next high that I'm going to be targeting will be this high. I trade that simple, just from one zone to another zone. That's all. So that's for AED/USD. Then for USD card. Remember, USD card was the one that was, was it? Wait, hold on. No. Yeah, it was it now. USD card was the one that did accumulation, manipulation, distribution, the sales. It has met our target, and that's why I deleted the position 2. We had 2 sales. One was here and the second one was here. The target was this low. So the first target has been met here. That's why I deleted it. Alright. So but for now, this is what I can see. So there is a sweep of liquidity here. This is the reason why a lot of persons were thinking that I was trading CRT, and besides I didn't even know what is CRT. So there's a sweep of liquidity here. Okay, so you can see it. Let me just indicate it. So you can see liquidity sweep alright there, meaning this zone is ready for whatever comes up. So when you have a pullback into this zone, I'm going to be selling from there, and then my next target will be this low. So we're going to move our target to this low. So hopefully before, let's say before Wednesday or by Wednesday. Usually distribution on USD is happening on Wednesday. So before Wednesday or by Wednesday, I'll be looking forward to an entry on USD card to sell. Alright, to sell. The reason is you can see that the trend is bearish. It's to you. I can ask you, how do you identify a trend? I don't need you to tell me higher high and higher low, or lower high and lower low. I always tell you 2 break of structures tells you the trend. So once you see 2 break of structure, even if the overall structure is telling you something, that 2 break of structure is the ongoing trend, is the one that says, okay, this is what I'm doing now, not what you're projecting in your mind, but now. So if you look at it, the 2 break of structures that we have a break of structure here. So this is 1 break of structure here. You have 2, the second break of structure here. So 2 break of structure tells us the trend, and in this case we have a bearish trend, and that's why we're going to be looking forward to selling price. When selling, let me just put an alert. We're going to be looking forward to selling when price gets to 1.40200, alright, on USD card. So to move on to the next one, we have USD CHF. Now USD CHF, this is the last break of structure here, in line with the bearish trend, and this is the structure high. I need to pay attention. But before price got to the structure high, this is why I said you can have your overall structure, but the ongoing trend is where our focus is. So before price got there, we had a change of character, and so this change of character, this is the first break of structure, indicating a temporal shift. And then we had the second break of structure here around this level here. That means a shift already. So what was next, or what happened next? Price came back. This is the origin of this break of structure here now. So price came back to sweep liquidity here, and then mitigated the other block in 2 hours here. So it mitigated this other block in 2 hours. Now if you look at everything that price has done, both the ones that swept liquidity and the ones that pulled away, what can you say, or what can you notice when you look at the break of structures? This is what I am telling you, this is what I'm teaching you, this is what I'm trying to make you understand, that when you read price this way, your decision making becomes precise. So when you look at this, right, looking at this break of structure here, you can see the way price closed above it like a sweep. Now the original one here now, so let me take this one maybe far back. Hold on. So just take it far back like this. Alright, so you see this break of structure here now, right? This one, Are you seeing an imbalance after the break of structure there? The answer is no. There's no imbalance after that break of structure. There's no fair value gap after that break of structure. There's no gap after that break of structure. So why? What do you see after the break of structure? Price is choppy. And what did I see? When you see something like that, you should expect something else, which is a liquidity sweep. Why? Because the logic behind it is price is not ready yet. It's not efficient enough to start moving. There's something I used to tell my mentees when I used to teach, although I'm no longer doing any mentorship now. That's why I used to say those ones that I have taught, they are very lucky because they have access to my videos. Alright, I always say something. I will say, before any significant movement in price must sweep liquidity. So liquidity must be swept before you see any significant movement in price. And so after the liquidity is being swept here, now liquidity has been swept and price has tapped into the POI. And it didn't just tap into the POI. When it tapped into the POI, it led to a shift here. It led to a shift in this level here. So what we're going to be expecting, we don't know, but we're thinking, okay, price is supposed to what? It's supposed to at least sell. But then this one now takes us to identifying, okay, what is now the current trend? What is now the current trend? Because this one also is a break of structure. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing now. Price has mitigated the POI, which is supposedly supposed to take price up. But pay attention, this is a break of structure. No matter how you want to call it, you want to call it a sweep, but it's a break of structure. Price cleared that level. Again, this is another level where price broke down, and this is, to me, I classify it as a break of structure. So okay, now that I have two opposing break of structures like this, what do you think I want to do now? Obviously I want to sell. So think about this. I think you can see it clearly now. Now this level, or what broke this structure downwards, is this high, meaning this high is the origin of this break of structure, and meaning that price has come up and sweep liquidity, and meaning that this level, this failed break, becomes what majority of you use as Quasimodo, meaning this is a potential sell entry. And fundamentally, if we want to like align it with what DXY, we're expecting on DXY, we're expecting a sell on DXY, meaning we're expecting anything that has USD to sell. Okay, so although the entry has been missed, but doesn't mean that the trade cannot be taken. So I want to just ascertain the reward. Usually I check the reward. If the reward is not okay, we'll just skip it. So this like this is like 3.53 hour. I'm going to extend it to make sure that it's just 3 hour. So it's just 3 hour now. So let's take one trade. Let's take this trade together. Regardless of what happens, it's just minus 1 hour that you have. Okay, so don't do any mad thing. Don't do what I would not do. So USD CHF to sell. How much should I risk? First trade of the week on this account. I like just risking a little. Let's see, maybe $40 on this. It's my live account. I don't want to risk too much. You heard that power. So modify it as 14. Hold on a bit, sorry. Okay, by 1.2, 3, 132. So I'm using 0.32. So I'm using 0.33. So I'm selling USD CHF. Now I have to enter it in other accounts now, so pardon me, I might delay a bit. Taking it here. Okay, so if you're taking the trade, obviously you can take the trade now. So if you're taking the trade, make sure you manage your risk, so that even if we hit a stop loss, you know what I always tell people? I always tell you, see, it's just minus 1 hour. So when people cry about, oh I did this, oh I did this, oh this, it's just minus 1 hour. So what's there to cry about? Like what's the Yoruba will say is it Igbe abi what they call it now? So why are you crying? There's nothing to cry there. It's just minus 1 hour. Alright? So this one is even better, sir. Okay. Second account. So take it to another account. So I'm still taking the trades. There's one of our trade that is about to hit TP, by the way. Card CHF. We'll get there soon. Here's the CHF. Shuri Igby. Bye bye. Oh the heck. So I'm taking it here now. Oh boy, my back aches, hurts so bad. 79712 124 8. I use standard lot size 8. The Lord, the blood of Jesus. You know, when you graduate to start using, I use the word graduate. When you graduate to start using big lot size, the first time you start using it, your heart will start skipping. There's some kind of heart play your heart is going to be playing for you. You know, it's just like you move from trading, risking maybe $100, $40, and now you are risking 500 to 1,000. You had to take a new beat. Hey, dear Lord Jesus. The first time I did that, I was like, God, what's going on? And then before you know it, you're not comfortable holding trades of $1,000 loss, or $1,000 loss, 2,000, 3,000, and the rest of them. It's just with time, Sha. It's with time. That's why building your mental capacity is very important. Read books to do that. Read books. So I think I've entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I think this is okay for me now. Not entering any more accounts. So on USD CHF, we've taken a sell, and we're going to see what the results will be by probably maybe today. If we see the result by today, that means he hit stop loss. So just know he hit stop loss. Yeah. But probably there's volatility and then price comes down. Then all the best. So let's go to the next one. We have USDJPY. Now USDJPY missed our buy. You know this thing. You know why it's paining me that I missed the buy in USDJPY? Because this guy is also responsible for blaming my 100k account due to that rubbish gap. This gap here. You know this thing is a gap. I'm using forex.com, so you would not see it. I'm using forex.com, so you wouldn't see it, but it's a gap. And I really wanted to buy. You know, I've been saying it. I've been clamoring on it that all JPYs will buy, but it didn't give me any entry, and I'm not one to chase price. So but for now, you can see I have my alert set here, and I'm waiting for a mitigation of price around this level, because this last break of structure, this level is serving like an inducement. You can see this low here, and also if our eventual price starts coming back from where it is, that inducement falls under 50%, my POI falls inside 50%, which is discount, so it's valid for me to take. And now once that level fails, which is that POI fails, I have my other POI here to save me, but which is the invalidation zone. So once price goes past that level, then nothing else. You can see it from the 2 hours. Most of the time it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours that's making me take the trade. With this POI, the first one here is the 2 hour order block, and you can see it right here. This one, the other POI is not showing in 2 hours. When you don't see it in 2 hours, probably another block of fair value gap, you go to 1 hour. Don't go below it. So yeah, it's there in the 1 hour. There's an order block just right there, sitting below. There's another block sitting below, Conco below. Okay, so that's USDJPY, by the way. And so let's proceed to the next one. We have GBP GPY. Remember that trade I told you guys about now on GBP GPY, where I said price has flipped. First off, we took this buy where we wanted to do 8R. This was it here, 8R. I told you I'm not doing that shit with you people. I was only going to take 5, and I took just 5, and price closed out here. And I told you that price is at a flip zone, which is this is what you can use as a breaker block or support, resistance turn support. So it's a flip zone, and the price broke it, retested on it, swept it. So if you want to just jump in, you can jump in, but I don't trade this way. Nope. In fact, what I can see is I can see liquidity sweep already. So the best thing for me to do in cases like this is to identify the failed break of structure, the failed OB, sorry. So in this case, this is the failed OB. It was not mitigated, but I need to check it in 2 hours, because if it's mitigated, then we have another case. So from the 2-hour time frame here, this one is from here now. So from 2-hour time frame, this is the OB here. So it wasn't mitigated. Alright, so we can use it for a re-entry on GBP GPY. Okay, so on GBP GPY we have a re-entry, that possible re-entry around 203444. I repeat the coordinates or the values, 203444. Alright, so that was on GBP JPY. Why is this slow? It's not showing up because I know my router is still on. So that's a GBP JPY, by the way, and I don't want to miss it, so I'm just going to set an alert. Done. So GBP JPY is done. Yeah? No. Okay, so next we have GBP CAD. So what's this bros showing us? GBP CAD, what's it showing us? This one was a missed entry. This one we didn't take it, remember, where we missed the trade, because I don't know why we even missed the trade. I can't remember, so I'll just delete it. But we missed the trade and it paid me. You know, when we're saying that it's missed trade, that used to go faster. Crazy thing. Trades where you wait for won't go fast, but you see those missed trades, they just move so fast. And we missed it. That was last week, so we'll try our best not to miss any trades this week. So for this week, you can see that there's a liquidity sweep here. Probably you can see it, so let me just go. I see everything that happened from the 4 hours, so for your sake, let's show you from 2 hours. So from 2 hour time frame, you can see there is a sweep of liquidity here. So the best case scenario is to wait for price to come back into, this is a failed rejection there, so a rejection, price was supposed to hold it. So it's to wait for price to come back into that level that I've marked out and see what price is going to do. You know how price is going to reject, and so that we can take a sell. But by the way, the trend is what? The trend is bearish. It's very bearish. Okay, the trend is very bearish. So let's take note of that on GBP CAD. Nothing much to see there. Then for GBP CHF, now this one, let's see. This was a lot of things here, because I remember this trade. I told you guys to take it, but I did not take it because I was on too many trades. You know, in as much as I swing trades, doesn't mean that I should just take all the trades. No, it's when I'm on too many, I'll always say, I'll tell you I'm not taking it, by the way. The same way I told you I was not going to take that sale, although it delivered completely. AED card alert. So you guys should wait. We are on GBP CHF. What is on AED card? What's there? Oh, okay, this one. I'm coming back to you, Joe. GBP CHF, that's where we are. I don't know why this thing is slow this morning now. What is this? And everything they show GG, like go. for those ones that used to play, but I don't know. AUD card, and I've seen the alert now. You rest now. Okay, delete, get the fuck. So on GBPCHF, I'm looking at what price wants to do. Sometimes you just project and just expect some things, but don't project to make decision, project to react. Two things. To you might not understand what I mean by project. Project is to, you are anticipating something and then you are saying, okay, price should get to this level or price should get to that level. You know, due to experience and due to the fact that you've seen price move in certain ways and certain degrees, certain pips, certain movements over time, you can easily just project that I think price should get here, I think price should get there. You get, so to me now, projecting, I'm seeing that there are triple tops here, and this is a very strong liquidity pool, more like a magnet. Price will try its possible best to push to that level, a draw on liquidity. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So to me, I'm just seeing that okay, price will most likely run these highs before dropping downwards if the bearish trend is going to, you know, hold. But I need further confirmations, like a POI that is going to push price from above that level. Okay, I can see a fair value gap. I can see a fair value. There's a fair value gap from 2 hours, but I think I should go to, I don't know, I something to check from the higher time frame. Okay, another block is resting there. So in 2 hours there's a fair value there. Let's see 1 hour first. So in 1 hour, okay, 1 hour doesn't have the fair value gap, it's just 2 hours that has it. So let's identify the fair value. You can see this now, this is the fair value gap here, but you guys know the way I draw my own. I'll tell you, for safety's sake, you don't have to take my word for it, just check your trade, check your stuff, your price action and all. For safety's sake, I always tell you, cover the second candle completely. So you see that middle candle, just cover everything, no matter how big it is, no matter the stop loss, that is going to just cover everything. It will save you. In most cases, it's going to save your ass. So this is what I'll be expecting on GBPCHF. Price GBPCHF, I've told you guys that this GBPCHF is one of my favorite pairs to trade. I like trading GBPCHF a lot because I understand the movement and it's easy. Most of the time it just goes in one direction and it's fast, very fast. So I like trading it. Okay, let's see what next. So we're done with this on GBPCHF. We're expecting a sell. Okay, I said expecting a sell on it. So to proceed here, let's see what we're gonna do. So this is you see another missed trade. I just used to document. The reason why you see missed there is because I do my best to document. I'm documenting the trade. So even though I miss it, I have to document it. You understand that kind of a thing now? So I document all the trades regardless of the results and what happened. Okay, so let's proceed to the next. So this GBPAED is supposed to continue bearish. So I'm going to delete all of the drawings here so that by the next time we're coming, we're going to see proper stuff. So but let me just annotate certain things. This is the last break of structure from the 4 hours. This is the origin of the break of structure in the 4 hours. There's a fair value gap sitting above here, but when you have fair value gap and other block, pick the other block. And also there's a rejection block there, so I'll just go to 2 hours and then streamline everything to make it much more easy. So this is the last break of structure, which is the origin of the break of structure there. So what I would say we should do is that we're going to mark this whole level, delete the fair value gap, because this whole level now will serve as an inducement. A lot of persons want to take a sell from here and think that, oh, that's what price wants to do, but no, The way I'm projecting price, I think price will do all of this because there's a sweep of liquidity here. There's a sweep of liquidity here, so it's better for me to just cover up everything. And why am I covering everything? I'll cover everything and then expect price to pull into the consequent encroachment. Hold on a bit though. I can either do that or wait for price to pull into this. Let's see. Just imagine something. I want you to pay attention to something. You see this level I marked is the other block. There, that's the last buy candle before the drop. Now, if I cover all of this to this other block that you see from 2 hours, and probably go to 4 hours. Let me show you from 4 hours. You understand what I'm saying? So you see that this is the last buy candle here before the drop, right? And you cover everything down to the invalidation spot because this high here is the invalidation point. So that's why I'm covering everything down to that invalidation point. If you cover everything and you say you want to mark the middle, which is the consequent encroachment, right? You see that it's still the same or close to the other block in the 2 hour time frame there. So you see this is the consequent encroachment, this is it. So I'll be expecting price to trade into the consequent encroachment before we have a continuation for GBP AUD. GBP AUD is also one of the trades I like, one of the pairs currency instrument I like trading. So I'll be waiting for this move on it and then take a sell from it. Alright, so that's GBP AUD. Next we have Euro JPY. All the JPYs, I forgive them. There's nothing I can do. This fucking bullshit. JPYs I was waiting to buy, all of them left me alone. They left me, and I was not able to leverage on any of the buys on the JPYs. None. I was not able to leverage on it, but not to worry now. I'm not perplexed. Oh, we're going to take trades. Pips not the finish for market. So since this one has missed this entry, I'm just going to delete the alert. It's no longer valid to be used. All of this is price being choppy, and price is choppy. It will sweep liquidity. So just expect price to pull back strong. A strong pullback is going to happen, so don't worry. On Euro JPY, we're going to be expecting it, but let's just hands are tied now. On Euro AUD, this guy to miss our entry. You know, when we analyze this upper week, not last week, now the week before last week, analyze the sell on Euro AUD, it missed our entry. Price did not come to it. Price was so close to it here, but it didn't mitigate. And I'm very sure I was not on the charts by that time, because if I was on the charts, there's no way I would have not taken that sell. So, and now what price has created this series of highs, which will just basically at the end of the day end up to become liquidity. So, but for now, price is trading down, and it's not really in a place where we can sell for now. So we're just going to skip it and move to the next one. So the next one we have is NZJPY. You can see the same thing. Missed our entry, so I'm just going to delete it. I'm just gonna delete it. I'll just delete everything. So we'll be waiting for what price is going to do. I can see fair value gap and all that, but if I want to trust any level at all, is this rejection block here, I'll wait, because there's a sweep of liquidity here. Like I say, I can see most of these things from 4 hours already. You drop down to like maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, you see that there's a sweep of liquidity there. You can see it, right? You can see the sweep of liquidity here. So that's why I said I'll just wait for price to like drop into this level, this rejection block, so that I can take it buy from there. Alright, okay. So the next one that we have is all the JPYs. Like I said, they were supposed to buy all of them, but it's just that we didn't get entry. Painful. So Euro GBP, I'm looking at this one, and I can see that price was ranging for a long. You know, remember now I told you that was like for 2 weeks now. I told you that if price comes to resistance, sell. If price comes to support, buy. If you followed all my instructions, obviously you should have made a lot of money. All right. So, but for now, price broke out from this range, and I wanted to treat it as a power of three, which is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. But the problem here is, I don't think so. I don't think it will be okay, because this manipulation, or whatever I want to call this, is too long. I'm just projecting in my head now, so it's too long, it's too much. It's supposed to look like a sweep of liquidity, so a sweep and then price just come back down. So basically what I'm going to be waiting for now is, this is what I'm going to be waiting for. I'm going to wait for a second break of structure here to identify, wait, hold on, I'm not going to just miss that. This was where price was ranging before. I remember it swept this high with this one. Let's see it. Let's see it. I remember it swept this high here and it went up, and so yeah, it has broken out. Basically, it has broken out. So it's no longer looking forward to, we're no longer looking forward to sell, to buy. So let's find a POI that is suitable. Hey Jesus, this fair value gap has been mitigated, but it didn't come to the consequent improvement now. Not to worry, Sha, because I'm looking for an extreme level to take this buy. So this is what I'm going to do. There's a rejection block here. We need to validate it with like 2 hours. So using 2 hour time frame, this just takes a whole new turn. We just mark this whole demand level, then go to 1 hour and mark the fair value on the 1 hour. There's a fair value gap in the 1 hour time frame here. So anyone that we see mitigation, that's one we're going to take. And I think is the one that we're going to take first will be this one here. Yes, this one here. Target to be that high overall, the overall high. That's what the target will be, which is this high. The stop loss will be here, which is, it's not the 3 hour. I didn't like trades that are not the 3 hour. On the not the 3 hour, I don't know if I feel interested to take the trade. That's just the truth. We'll just wait to see what price do, and that's for Euro GBP. Alright, so for Euro CHF, price is presently trading at the supply line, which is the trend line there, responding also to a key level. I would not say it's ready to sell, no. In fact, the what's it called now, the push to even break out higher is even stronger now because of this purge. You can see price first of all broke out from the trend line here, and so that one alone is giving me breakout vibes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll wait for price to break out, give me a second break of structure here. Okay, so once it breaks for the second time, then we can then take a buy. So that's what I'm going to do on Euro CHF. If that doesn't happen and price pulls down and continues selling, no problem. Pips not the finish your market, we'll find another entry somewhere else. So that's for Euro CHF, for those of you that trade Euro CHF. Then on Euro NZD, I'm holding a sell. We took this trade last week now. Last week. We took the trade last week, a sell on Euro NZD. I was still holding it. I'm holding it to this low here. It's just about 4 hours. I don't know, it's slow because other USD, Euro pairs, they sold massively last week. I don't know why this one was slow, so but I'm still holding it. I think NZD was stronger than it, that's why. So we're still holding the sell. Then for AUD JPY, like I said, all JPYs we're supposed to buy. It's just that we're not tagged along, so I'm just going to delete. It's a painful thing, so I'm going to just delete the drawing on it and expect further price action on it later. price is supposed to pull back, so be expecting it. Okay, that's on AJPY. Then on NZD card, I hope you took this trade. Most of this somebody said he has not passed his proper account for a long period of time. In my mind I'll be like, well, okay, no problem, but that's because you don't used to join live streams. Because if you used to join it, honestly speaking, with the trades that we used to take, we might not be so accurate, because nobody's invincible. Even me, I'm not invincible. Alright, might not be so accurate in all this, but we do our best to manage our risk, even as we take trades live. And so this trade was one of the trades that was analyzed last week, and I told you, either USD speculation. Yeah, we've done it, but I'll go back to it. Hold on. So I told you to take this buy on it. Can you remember why I said take the buy? You cannot remember, but this is it. I said we're expecting a power of 3 move on NZD card, which is accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. And what was the next thing that I said you should do? I said buy, because there is an engulfing candle. You can see the engulfing candle from the 4-hour time frame. This is it here. Price engulfed this candle completely. And how did I tell you to enter? Entries are to be on what? The engulfed candle. So this was the engulfed candle. This was the pull back into the engulfed candle, and that was it. Simple. Basically just like almost 3 hours, 2.9. We're targeting. I didn't want to target. I target highs. I don't put my target anywhere. If not, I'd have kept it higher, but this was the high that we target. You can see it exactly, but it was 2.9, just 2.9. So think about it. Joining, probably you join the live stream for a month and you're trading your account, as we're trading everything, we're trading for a month. Tell me how you would not pass most of your accounts. You will, honestly speaking, you will. So I should check. Yes, in spam. Okay. No, I can't see it though. So, no, I thought it was another post. So this is for NZD card. The next one we have is NZD CHF. NZD CHF also missed our entry. It missed our entry, but no problem. Oh, now wahala. We're going to delete it now and expect, a move on it later. So let's just delete it. So now the price of token structure and all that. The POI that I'm looking at now is this breaker here. So let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. NZD-CHF. So AUD card. Now AUD card, that alert that you saw that other time was to tell me, oh, enter to sell. Why? Because this is an accumulation, and on Friday price wave liquidity here. So I saw that as a manipulation, and then the next thing is to find a distribution. But I didn't really see, the truth is I didn't really see a displacement. Instead it's a type 2 displacement I saw, which is where price went up and then break down like this. So this is the reason why I want to sell, okay, for the accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Now that I've missed the first entry, I was supposed to take it that time, but I've missed it. I was explaining something for you guys. So let's see. The target is what I'll consider when I'm taking this trade. Okay, I think it's more than enough. So hold on, I need to finalize the entries, the exits, and everything. The high, make sure it's above. Is there a low below this? Yeah, I like this. Bam. Because of the fair value, price should push down to that level to cover it. Yes. So we have a possible trade that might just hit our stop loss on AUD card. By the way, you get a possible trade on AUD card here. So if you are taking the trade, you can. Remember, we don't take trade haphazardly. You don't risk trade anyhow. We don't do. Every trades are taken calculatively. Alright, AUD card. Let's take to sell. Let's see. Stop loss is at 91670. Take profit is at 0.903864. Done. 162. So 13 divided by 1.62. 19, 18. Okay. So taking the trade. So I'm taking the trade now, and I set my stop loss already. So if you're taking the trade, you can also take the trade. So as long as you're managing your risk, that's the main thing. That is the main thing. So let's proceed. We have what's next? What happened? Network is not showing. I'm waiting for the network to show. Hopefully this thing doesn't cancel because the network is stuffed. I think the next one is on AUDCHF. My network is working fine. I don't know, when these things want to misbehave, they'll just be misbehaving. So this is AUDCHF. Also we had the buy limit, but got missed, so I'm just gonna delete it. All this trade, I expect them to go very high. When I mean very high, like to take out this high here. I expect it to take out this high here. But let's just see, if price comes back and give me entry, I will let you guys know and we're going to take the trade. So that's for AUDCHF, by the way. The next one we have is on, what is it not showing now? AUDNZD. I think the network is becoming very slow. What's going on with MTN? I'm not using normal network. MTN could misbehave. MTN could mesobo, I've been or whatever they used to call it. So AUDNZD, let's see. This one I did not mark anything here, so first off I can see a change of character. That one is like very important. I've seen a change of character already. I think I'll just use trend line to just make this one easy and simple for me to read. Okay. There's a breakout. So since there's a breakout, let's see 2 hours for POIs that have not been mitigated. Now this is getting alarming. Why is this flow like this? Alright, so price just broke out. So what I'll be waiting for is a second break of structure here. Well, that second break of structure will validate my bias to buy. Remember, I tell you 2 break of structure tells you the trend, because for now we only have 1 break of structure. So preferably I would wait for a pullback, okay, so that this can be a valid break of structure, probably a pullback, and then price breaks it like this. So when it breaks it that way, I would look forward to buy on a pullback. So when it comes back, after it breaks the structure, when it comes back, then we can look forward to buying AUDNZD, for those of us that trade AUDNZD. Okay, so the next one we have is on CAD JPY. So like I said, most of the JPY, they just left us alone. I think the only reason why I never regret is because we're able to leverage on GBP JPY was like 5R, supposed to be like 8, but at least 5R did a lot. So CAD JPY is still buying. So I'll just wait for Monday price action to do whatever I want to do. Then by Wednesday when we're back, right, I would give us the new coordinates for POIs. Alright, so that's for CAD JPY, by the way. Then we have CAD CHF. If I'm not wrong, I told you guys to buy. This one, no, this one we even took the signal, and I hope you actually held, because it's so close now to TP. It's so close to TP. 3R TP, by the way. It's just 3R here. I think the total target is more than this. This one is 3R. Total target is here, around 4 point something, not up to 5, but it's 4 point something. It's not up to, it's not up to 5. Oh, wait, this is here. So you have 1 to here. It's not up to 5. It's 4 point something. Remember, this high, 4.5. But TP first take profit is at 3R, which is this high. Okay, this high is the first take profit, and it's so close to it already. Just few pips from here. We're going to hit TP on. We're going to hit TP on CAT CHF with where we can break even. That's set your stop loss entry. And if you want to hold to the rest of it, which is the full target is at 0.57230. If you want to hold there, why not? You can. I'm telling you, you can. So, but that first one, oh, 8 o'clock. So, but that first one is the target that I'm seeing price going to trade into. Oh, I just remember somebody here. I should talk about daylight savings. Are we now in daylight savings? Are we in daylight savings? I don't know, but I'll check it, by the way. So the next one we have is also on BTC. If you did not take the buy on BTC, I don't need to just only slap you. If I see you, I can punch you. I'll remove your teeth, because I carefully analyzed this pair the day we were taking the trade. I carefully gave you the POI where we're going to buy and hold, and I carefully gave you the target, because I just checked my MT5 now. The trade just hit its TP. The reason why we bought, first off, we know we bought before this second buy. This is second position. The first one we bought was this guy. We bought with this. Let me show you. Let me explain now. 5R was the reason why we just only bought. The first one was just 5R targets, but the second one was longer. I don't know what the network is delaying me, but what I want to show you now is when you're tape reading price, when we're making decisions, there are reasons why I take some trades. Since morning I have been talking about something. I've talked about the kind of breaker structures that we have in the market or in price or certain instruments. They can tell you to a great extent the decision that you're going to make on that instrument. For example, after a break of structure, when you have a gap, an imbalance, you know, whatever, a fair value gap, right? You don't need liquidity to be swept. But if peradventure liquidity is swept, because it's not going to happen all the time. No, it's not going to happen all the time. But I can put it to you that at least 80 to 90% of the time it will. Why am I even saying it is? Because I have seen it, not just see it live action. I backtested it for a long period of time, and that's why I say, okay, I can share it, but I know it's not everybody that will use it. So this record structure has a gap after. To me, it's indicating that, and this is 1 hour. In the 2 hours, all these candles are together, like it's just one candle. These two candles here are just one candle, so it shows it even much more better. So to me, I just saw it as this one doesn't need to sweep liquidity. So what did we do next? We bought using the 2-hour POI, and there's the 2-hour order block was what we bought, what we used to buy for the first position. I don't know why the network is slow, but the network is slow this morning. Usually when the network is this slow, it would have even cut me off. That's the for those ones that are still watching the streams on, probably that are seeing on X. I know on Telegram it won't cut us off, but it will cut us off on other platforms. So where is it now? Very good. So this is it. So we took a buy here. So you can see, this is what I'm saying. There's a gap after it. This is not a choppy price action after the breaker structure. This is not a sweep. This is a gap. So price has an imbalance, and what I see, price will come back and fill that imbalance. So we bought when price came back to this block here, and we took only 5R. Only 5R. Only. I think the target was that high now. So we had confirmation break, we had 1, and we had 2. It was just 5 hours, no 20, not up to this. It was just only 5 hours that we had, and that was the first buy. Now, this after this, I remember explaining it during the live session. I said there's a sweep of liquidity here, and there's also an a block of structure here, which is serving as an inducement, double bottom like this. All right, double bottom like this, serving as a liquidity pool. And I said this is a, what they classify as a setup. Price is going to draw price like a magnet to sweep it, and that was, fortunately for us, this one is not unfortunately, fortunately for us, that was what happened. Price came into that POI, mitigated it well, and delivered completely, and met its target. The targets, I told you I don't target any kind of highs and lows. I target it, I'm calculating it in my head, projecting where price will be, because after this high now, that price is taking out, that where price just go to right now, the only thing that is left is an abyss. Price is going to cover all of this level, but not once. So after this high, what I'll be expecting will be a pullback, a protraction to correct, and then to raid. So it will come back and then continue going upwards. But this target was like the draw on liquidity, and it has met this target. So think about it that, okay, you took the trade in one of the prop accounts that you have been trying to pass for a very long period of time now. You'd have passed the account. Chickener, simple and done. Alright? So that is it, and that is it. I think the next one, I think that's it. That's all. We've done this. Somebody said we should check USD. I've explained the USD before. I said we're holding the buy. We've been holding one buy since last week, and we're still holding it. This session is recorded, so immediately it ends on X. You can see the post on X, and also you can check my YouTube link. So for you to find the YouTube, sorry, you can check my YouTube page rather. I just noticed that all the streams that we're doing is also there. I just noticed it during this weekend. I was just saying, let me check. I saw it. So you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, then check if it's there. So just in case you want to like review, check the trees that have been analyzed to just confirm certain things, you can. Alright, because we will not be able to go over all of them again. Just imagine it took us like 1 hour to explain all of the analysis. Normally if I'm doing my analysis, it doesn't take me up to like 10 minutes, or everything doesn't take me up to like 10 minutes, but I'm explaining, I'm talking, and I'm discussing with you guys, and so that's why it takes time like this. And then for GU is the only one that I'm waiting for price to take out that high. Alright, and then gold, we're still waiting, we're still holding gold to sell. We're still holding to sell on gold. And then the fundamentals for this week, like I said, there is a news by 9:15 a.m. on AUD pairs. So for AUD pairs, we'll start seeing volatility on them. But on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, there's no news at all. Then I need you to take note of certain things. On Wednesday, you can see how crazy it's going to be. Wednesday, you have CPI on AUD. You have news on CAD card. Then we have FOMC on USD by 7 p.m. on Wednesday. So take note of it. And then you see all this tentative on Thursday on JPY. People should remind me, if I take any trade on JPY, just tell me to close it, because once I see something like this, JPY can just move anyhow. When JPY want to move, from experience, that's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, from experience, when JPY want to move in a certain way, JPY can count at least maybe 2,000 pips once. You will not understand why it's just dropping or why it's pumping. It should just be moving like that once. So I used to be scared of JPY news a lot. So I will take notes of any trade I take on JPY. Then remember FOMC on Wednesday. On Thursday we have advanced GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. So we're going to have that on USD, but it's tentative. The United States are still facing their shutdown, and so we're not going to have some of the news be released. I think the FOMC, the reason why it's going to be released, I think it was supposed to, where is it? Next release December 10. I'm looking for something. Where is it? I'm not seeing it. Yikes. Maybe it was supposed to release at a later date before, and then maybe it was postponed. But by the way, most of the USD news will be tentative. That is, they will shift it because of the shutdown. So on Thursday, we have the GDP news on USD. Also on Euro news, we have monetary policy statement. This is where they make a monetary policy. They just want to talk about those news and like a conference kind of a thing. So that's on Thursday on Euro. Then on Friday we still have USD, but they are tentative. The only one that I don't know, nobody trades CNY here though. We have card news. So basically these are the fundamentals for the week. They give much. The fundamentals for the week. So take note of them. And as we're rounding this up, I'll first of all say this. The week I posted something. I said opportunity doesn't come to those ones that think that they deserve it. No, but it comes to those that can leverage on it. And the only thing that can make you to leverage on opportunity is when you are prepared. So your state of preparedness will show if you can leverage on opportunities when they show up. Alright, so the question that I should be asking you right now is, are you prepared for the new week? Are you ready for the new week? Whatever the new week is going to bring, are you like ready for the new week? If yes you are, then yes you are. Okay, if you are ready for the new week, then you are ready for the new week. Okay, so, and I also dropped some snippet. I said make a plan, include the instruments per trade. See, it's not like when you are online you now see, oh, probably you see one idolu or you see one person or your friend just comes to your DM and say, guy, let me check Euro GBP, and normally you don't trade Euro GBP, you don't trade it, and then you now want to go and jump and trade it. No, that is not good. That's a bad habit. Plan the instruments you are going to trade. Plan the risk they are going to use. That is your risks per trades. Plan it. Don't break out of any of these plans. Alright, make sure that you follow all of them, every one of them diligently. Are you getting it now? And also be very disciplined. It's possible to be disciplined. It's very possible. So stay true to your plan. They always say this. See, a fool with a plan is even better than a wise person without one. Alright, so stay true to your plan, but above all of them, pray. If you not made your morning prayers, make sure you pray. Commit your day to God and commit this week to God things, because God can lead you and God can guide you. So pray that every resources that you need this week could be fulfilled, and your steps will be directed of the Lord. Alright, so we're going to meet again on Wednesday for a continuation of the live stream. We're going to meet again on Wednesday. So for those ones that have inquiries, questions and all, you just drop them in the comment section. Probably something that I have a video I want to even post today. That's for the things that were the trades and the contents that I posted last week and upper week. I'm going to drop it later today. So you have maybe something you need clarity on, you're confused about, maybe when I see it and I have time, I will answer them. Alright, I will answer them. I will always reply to them, so I will answer them. Okay, and don't be hard on yourself. Trading is not easy. Don't add more stress on yourself. If you think that trading is easy for even those of us that even understand it and we do all these things, it's not. The only thing that differentiates us is the habits that we have, which is we can be disciplined. We know how to force ourselves to be disciplined. We know how to force our mind to be disciplined. Alright, we know how to make sure that we show up despite the losses, despite the uncertainty that is filled with the market. We show up and we do what we need to do. Alright, so we don't break out of character. You don't just do anything anyhow, haphazardly. Probably it's an account you are trying to trade and the account has been stressing you. Just say, I bet mad or blam. No, you're already on this. You are just acting out of emotions and not acting out of a plan. Alright, so it's very important that you know these things. So I'm going to be ending this session here, and then I'll see you on the next one. For those ones that want to get an account with 10 Trade, you can get your account with 10 Trade. And I'm ambassador of them for now, and I'm representing them since June 1st. So until I drop them before I'll be able to talk about another firm. So you need to buy an account. You can get an account, whatever, whatever you want to do, just do. So have a blessed week, have a productive week, have a fruitful week. I'll see you on the next one, and bye for now.